Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Dr. Nimi here. I'm going to talk actually about a little bit of chemistry, which is definitely not my specialty, but I think I'm going to be able to break it down pretty easily for you guys, for you to understand something that we hear a lot about, but might not really understand why it's good for us. So I'm actually going to talk about how fish oil is very important for our cells. So there are there's 3 types of fats, but 2 main types we're going to talk about today: saturated and then unsaturated fats. So I drew a little picture. Again, not a chemist and not an artist. These are not actual cells. This is not an actual cell model, but this will be helpful, I promise. So as you can see, there's what we call saturated fats. So they're kind of like a straight line. And I'm going to use a paper clip in order to kind of represent this. Hi, Trisha. And then what we see is this unsaturated fat goes straight down and then it curves out to the side. So I'm going to use a rubber band. So it has a little bit more elasticity, a little bit more movement in it just because of that curve. So imagine, first of all of these stacked onto each other. So if there's a big line of this, it's going to be really strong, but it is going to be harder for things to get in and out because they're all straight lined up next to each other. Now with these rubber bands, what's going to happen is it's not going to be as strong, but there's going to be a lot of flow and movement that they can do because, oops, drop my rubber band, let's get a new one. Because what happens is there is that movement or flow. So what fish oil is actually all of these unsaturated fats. So in our society, in our world, we do eat a lot of saturated fats. They come from like processed foods, white rice, bread, stuff like that. And when we eat that, our cells, actually the outside of our cells, which are made out of fat, kind of start to create this cell wall instead of a cell membrane. So a really strong border around it, which is not really what we want in our cells. Cells are important for transporting nutrients to other places in our body, to putting potassium and calcium into our bones and all of the important things that transport through our blood and getting rid of toxins and waste and stuff like that. So if we have this really strong wall holding all the bad things in, then it's not going to be the most healthiest body that we can have. So when we eat fish oil, we take supplements because we don't get a lot of omega-3s in our diet. We do have a lot of omega-6s, which also comes from processed oils like canola oil and vegetable oil and things like that. So it's pretty tough to get as much omega-3, which is fish oil, as we need. So it's good to supplement that, and that's going to give us these nice cell walls that are a little bit elastic and bouncy and can actually transport that nutrients from our cells to get the bad stuff out and actually bring the good stuff like oxygen to our muscles and, like I said, potassium and calcium to our bones to make us as healthy as possible. This is really simple. There's definitely more science behind it, but I hope this was helpful in a basic level of understanding just one supplement that we hear about a lot, fish oil. So I hope everyone has a great evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.